previously on Smooth Customs. Well, I got both sides done, and as you can see, it's ready for the chrome trim. Hey!
It sound like some super hip theme music right here.
Alright, so it's been 24 hours. These things should be fully dried, so we're going to take these weights off. And see how it turned out. Not happy with the results. I think it moved too much. Alright, so crisis averted. Here's a tip though. Do these one at a time, because me trying to save time and do all these at the same time, I had some spots that had bubbled up, but I was able to fix it. I'm gonna re-glue them one by one, and wait 24 hours, come back. So yeah. All right, let's try this again. Let's take these weights off. The next one. Looks good. Way. Now it's time to get to the staining. Alright, so I just finished staining these pieces here. I'm gonna have to let these dry. While these are drying, I'm gonna start working on the chrome strip for the rest of the center console. Alright, so this is probably gonna be the easiest part of this project. We're gonna take our 3/4 chrome trim, and we're gonna add this to the top part of the center console. Now, because of the thickness of the wood that I'm using 3/4. But if you use thicker or thinner wood, you're gonna have to get thicker or thinner chrome strip. That out. Cool. So now all that's left is the wood insert pieces that need to be color matched and glazed. And then all that will be left is going to be the armrest portion. And this is what I have left. Hopefully it's enough to get at least one good solid coat of glaze on these. I'll probably have to go back to Home Depot for the second coat to get more, but here we go. Now, the instructions say this stuff is 50-50, right? So, 1 cup, we're putting half this stuff in, and a little goes a long way, believe it or not. So I feel like that's about half left still. Well, half of what I got left. Maybe I'll be able to stretch it out. We'll see. Now, measuring cups, of course, will be ideal, but I'm eyeballing it. I kind of want to make it all, though. I feel like maybe I should just go ahead and make it all. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and pour it all in. Alright, now, the instructions say to put A into B. But after doing this a couple of times, it's easier to put B into A. So that's what I'm about to do. The objective is to keep mixing this, but you want to have it look like milky white. I'm in the chef cooking with this.
In the sis cooking with the rig.
Alright, it's been 5 minutes, and my arms is actually getting kind of buff from all this whipping over here.
Whip it real hard. Whip it real.
Let's see. See it now? It's no longer clear, it's a little bit more hazy, milky. Let's go ahead and do this. That's enough of that one. Alright, now what I'm doing here with the sponge is I'm kind of spreading it around, and by spreading it around, making sure that it gets on all the surface of the wood, on the edges. Make sure it's on there. On all the edges of the wood. And then at the same time, by doing this, you're going to be clearing up some of the white bubbles in it. This is looking good for the first coat. Now, I'm gonna let this sit for about 15-20 minutes. I'm gonna come back with the blowtorch. And what the blowtorch is gonna do is, it's gonna get rid of some of the bubbles that are left over. All right, it's been about 15 minutes later, and I'm getting ready to bust out the blowtorch. But first, let's get you a close-up. If we give you a close look here, which looks pretty good, there's a couple of bubbles along this side right there, a couple of bubbles there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the blowtorch, bubbles right there, to eliminate those. And you wanna get it to the lowest setting possible. And we're gonna start with this one right here. That's it. And that's it. We're gonna let this sit for 24 hours. We'll come back tomorrow, see how it looks. Alright, well, it's been a couple of days since I added the second coat of glaze to the center console pieces. Also, I did this off camera a couple of days ago. Some of the drips that were under here, I just took my Dremel and grinded them off, smoothed them out so that all the sides are all smooth. And since this is completely dry, it is time to assemble. Also, unfortunately, off camera, the armrest portion was finished. I was gonna do this myself, but my buddy owed me a favor, and so he did it for me. But basically all this is you saw the piece of wood that was here previously. Just put a piece of thick foam on top and then wrapped the vinyl and just stapled it on the underside, and that is our piece. Also, be sure to remember that this piece needs to be cut with enough space to compensate for the material to wrap around. I did that, and it's a little snug. I probably could have used a little bit more, but I think this is not something that's going to be opening and closed too often, but it does work pretty good. It's a tight fit. I'm sure it'll loosen up the more I do it. But there you go. So that's going to get bolted in right now. I also got my cup holder, tissue ring, and bottle holder, and of course cell phone bezel. All that stuff is gonna get put together right now. I got my E6000 glue to glue these pieces in, and some of the pieces you'll see in the front have exposed sides to them, so I'm gonna use some of this trim piece to cover it up. Let's do that, get this all glued in and ready to roll. Next, we're gonna be adding the cell phone ring, and this one is attached by 3M double stick tape. Also, for this part, because this is only a top bezel, it doesn't have an insert side to it. Off camera, I used some black acrylic paint to paint the inside of the bezel so it's black, so you don't see any of the wood color. Makes it, you know, a nice clean finish. Alright, so get a close-up look on how this looks. That's just some of my fingerprints on the inside of this, but anyway, so there's the ring, and that is how it looks, and this is how this looks right here. So nice and tight. Closes. That's the cup holder and the cell phone bezel, which is probably like my favorite thing. Perfect fit. This is a Samsung J7, and it's a pretty big phone. Fits in there perfectly. And these ring bezels are available on my eBay store. They're pricey, but they are worth it because they finish up the look. It's way better than putting this outside trim in there, trying to get that loop, you know? All right, let's finish the rest of these up. Let me set this aside while that's drying. And let's add a little bit of chrome trim. So this part right here is for where the tissue box goes, and this front side of it is exposed. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this chrome trim. Right, that's good. Don't need this anymore. Let's see. Oh, perfect fit. Now this big cup holder, the 4-inch one for the bottles, they sell this on eBay, of course. I don't sell it because, fortunately for you guys, it's cheap enough and available for everyone from China. So. Some of this E6000 to put this part in. Got a smooth custom sticker, courtesy of my boy Moses. Put that on there. Make sure it's centered. Looks good to me. That is the finishing touch. All right, so here's a close-up. There's the strip. Super glossy. Now, this design was centered around the fact that I wanted to have a tissue dispenser in my center console. So that's why it was done like this. Probably the better design would have been to have this go all the way down here and then go up here and then just have the bottle holder right here. But I really wanted the tissue dispenser. Now also, I could have gone with a flat tissue dispenser, but that takes up most of the space. So the design could have came down this way right here, and I could have had a tissue dispenser with a flat box with the opening in the middle, but I wouldn't have had a bottle holder. This way, I have the bottle holder, the tissue dispenser, and an extra cup holder. Now my VIP tables that I already have behind the seats already have cup holders in them, so essentially in the back seat there's 3 cup holders. All right. Here we go. Let's put this baby in. Now, basically this is in here, pressure, a tight fit when I measured, so it's not going to be turning over. Pretty sturdy. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's see if the tissue box fits like it's supposed to, which it should. Now let's get a bottle and a water. A little Nicaraguan rum. Voila. Let's see what it looks like up close. All right, so that's the bottle holder right there. Perfect. Good fit. Cell phone holder, tissue dispenser, and armrest. There it is. Fits perfect. Yeah, here we go. Now, I was gonna do headrest TVs, but it's like nobody wants to watch DVDs, so everybody wants to do stuff online. So I added these cell phone holders. There we go. So I can watch whatever I want on my phone back here. Cool. All right, y'all. Well, there you have it. That is the DIY how to make your own rear VIP center console. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this one was tough. It took me a while to finish this one up. I guess, let's see. Let's go over some of the stuff. You need to have either a hand saw or a table saw, first of all. You'll need to have a router, table router preferably. Let's see, materials. Depending on what wood you use, I use a combination of Birch and particle board. Particle probably being the cheapest. Birch not too bad. I use scrap wood that I had left over. So really it depends on the type of wood you purchase, you know. The vinyl that I used for the sides, again, was left over from a different project. So, I mean, the cost was pretty low. The only thing I had to buy was more glaze. The glaze was about 23, let's say 25 bucks. So the rear VIP table can cost you somewhere around, I would say, between 100, 150. You know, price-wise, it's just almost the same as making the front VIP tables. But again, the difficulty is harder. You know, this one is for, you need to have those tools. You need to have the right tools. You can't pull this off with just a jigsaw and some sandpaper like you can the front VIP tables. Yeah, so there you go. Hope this video helps you out. I know a lot of people are already making their own VIP tables using some of the videos that I've made before. So shouts out to those guys. I'll try to post them right here. Also, I started a Facebook group page, Smooth Customs. So if you guys want to add yourselves to that, I do have an IG. It's not strictly for car stuff. I do post stuff with my daughter. I should make one specifically for the Smooth Custom page, but I don't have it. It's coming. I have the website, not finished, and I'm really stacked up on projects, and I apologize. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but anyways, I'm really busy with life. You know, it gets away from you. I'm in the process of selling my house, so I'll be moving to a new house, so there'll be a new garage, a new work area. Hopefully it's gonna let me get back to the projects. You know, I'm just a regular guy that does DIY, and I'm balling on a budget because I gotta buy diapers and pay mortgage. So yeah, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. The next one, I'm not even sure what it's gonna be, but I'll try to make sure that it's sooner than this one. Take care. Peace.